The moment my sister and her husband walked out the door, I felt it again, that pressure in my chest, like something bad was about to happen, and my body knew it before my brain did. Remember thinking, I should have said no to babysitting. I am 36 years old, my name is Rachel Monroe, and that night almost killed me. My sister, Lena, has always been the favorite, the fragile one, the one everyone protects. Her daughter, Emily, is 8 years old and everyone calls her mute. Doctors, teachers, family, everyone. She never spoke, not at school, not at home, not even when she was hurt that night. Lena hugged Emily quickly, told me she'd be back in 2 hours, and left like she always does, trusting me because I'm the responsible sister. The house felt too quiet after the door shut. Emily sat on the couch, legs tucked under her, staring at the TV that wasn't even on. Asked if she wanted pizza. She didn't react. I asked if she wanted juice. Nothing. I was used to that silence, but this time it felt heavy. Then I felt dizzy. I stood up to get water, and my vision blurred. My chest tightened, sharp and sudden, like someone grabbed my heart with both hands. I dropped the glass. It shattered and Emily flinched for the first time. I tried to breathe. I couldn't. I collapsed onto the floor, my phone across the room, my fingers tingling, my body going numb. All I could think was, this is it. I'm dying on my sister's kitchen floor while her child watches. And that's when Emily stood up. She walked over slowly, like she was afraid of making noise. She knelt beside me and then, in a clear, steady voice I had never heard before, she said, Aunt Rachel, don't sleep. My mom said this would happen if you stayed alone with me. My heart skipped harder than the pain. I stared at her, terrified, confused, fighting to stay conscious. She looked straight into my eyes and whispered, she said you wouldn't last the night. Those words did more than save my life. They cracked open a truth I was never supposed to hear. Emily grabbed my phone and unlocked it like she'd done it before. That alone scared me. She pressed emergency call with shaking fingers and spoke again, calm, practiced. My aunt can't breathe. She's on the floor. Please hurry. Mute. Kids don't do that. Not without practice. By the time the ambulance arrived, my chest pain had eased just enough for me to stay conscious, but my mind was screaming louder than my body. At the hospital, after they stabilized me, I kept replaying her words. My mom said this would happen. When Lena arrived, she was crying too fast, too loud, performing fear instead of feeling it. She hugged Emily like a shield. Emily didn't hug back. Later, when Lena stepped out to take a call, Emily climbed onto my hospital bed. She leaned close and whispered like we were sharing a secret. She told me not to talk until you were sick. My stomach dropped. Emily told me everything in pieces, how Lena practiced silence with her, rewarding her for not speaking, how her dad recorded videos of me on his phone when I visited, how they talked at night about money, about my insurance, about how I had no kids and no husband. They thought no one would believe a mute child. The twist wasn't just that Emily could talk, it was that she had been trained not to. I asked why she spoke that night. She said, because you looked like you were leaving like Grandma did. That's when I understood they weren't just waiting for an accident, they were waiting for permission. I quietly recorded Emily's words on my phone, every detail, every name, every plan. When Lena came back into the room, I smiled at her. I thanked her for rushing over. I told her I felt lucky to have family. She believed me. She had no idea I had already sent the recording to my lawyer and to the police. 3 months later, Lena was no longer the favorite. She was under investigation for child abuse, insurance fraud, and conspiracy. Her husband lost his job. Their house went into foreclosure. Family dinners stopped, including them. Emily lives with me now. She talks all the time. Turns out she was never mute. She was silenced. Sometimes she asks if she saved my life. I tell her yes, but the truth is, she saved herself too. Lena still hasn't admitted what she did. She tells people I turned her daughter against her, that I'm dramatic, that I misunderstood, but the recordings don't misunderstand, the medical reports don't misunderstand, and Emily's voice doesn't lie. As for me, I changed my will, my insurance, my life. Revenge didn't come as screaming or destruction, it came as truth spoken at the exact moment it was needed. The night Emily spoke, everyone thought it was a miracle. It wasn't, it was survival. And now, every time she laughs loudly in my house, I remember silence was never her weakness, it was theirs.